Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have a battle against Griffin. So yeah, looking at their team, looks to be pretty strong and well balanced, pretty meta as well, slightly illegal. But yeah, we'll see if we can work with it. Looking at my team, it is the same one that I've been using the past several games here. So what do we want to lead with in this one? Um, I think that's kind of a tough one, actually. I think we're actually going to go for the Slow King in this one. And we'll see how that works out. Hopefully well. Because we have had a rough go of it with this team so far. We've not had the best of luck. We are on a little bit of a losing streak here as well, so hopefully we can turn things around and snap that losing streak in this one here. So there he is, and he's going to go ahead and lead with the Annihilate. So that's not the best, but not the worst with the Slow King lead. So we should be able to take at least one attack from this thing. I think we're just going to go straight for the Psychic to try and get as much damage as possible on this thing. It probably does stay in, so we are just going to go for the Psychic here, see what he wants to do right out of the gate. I don't think we are max HP, so I don't think this thing can one-shot us, even if it is Choice Band. Maybe if it's Choice Band, but I don't know for sure. But we will see. We'll see how it plays out. He might not want to risk it, might switch out, but we'll see what he wants to do here. So he is going to go for the final Gambit. Okay, so that's interesting. That's a thing. So, yeah, he's just going to go ahead and knock himself out in exchange for one-shotting our Slow King. So, all right, that's an interesting start to the game there. So, yeah, that's going to knock us both down to 5, and we have a double down on the battlefield here. So we're both going to get a blind switch in. What do we want to come in with? Knowing that, I think we're going to go for the Ting Lu, actually. That seems like a decent idea, as he's going to come in with the Iron Treads, so that actually works out relatively well for us, bringing the Ting Lu in. We do have the Vessel of Ruin to cut the special attack, of course, as this thing is going to pop up Booster Energy, Quark Drive, and increase its speed, so that's interesting. It would have outsped us anyway, so that's fine. I think he doesn't have a ground immunity on his team, so I say we just actually go straight for the Earthquake here, as he does outspeed us, and he just goes for the Stealth Rock to get the entry hazard set up on us, which is not the end of the world, as we are going to go for the Earthquake in return, and that is going to be enough to go ahead and one-shot that Iron Treads with a critical hit. I don't know if that mattered or not, as we are max attack. It might have mattered depending on his set. But yeah, that is great news for us either way. That's going to get rid of that Iron Treads and knock him down 4. So that is pretty good for us. So we'll see what he wants to bring in response. It is going to be the Quackwaval. So that's obviously not great. So we are max HP, and we are very defensive, so we could probably take an attack from this thing. Do we have a better option? Probably not, now that the Slow King's down. We don't really have a great option to face this thing. We are weak to both this thing's stabs, which is unfortunate. We could Terrastalize. I think we're the Ground Terra, but I don't know if that's really worth it, because that would bank on him going for a fighting move. He could do either. So I think the best thing we can do here is just stay in an Earthquake and get some damage, as he does go for the Aqua Step. And that is going to do about exactly half to us and increase his speed, which is not great, obviously. We are going to go for the Earthquake in return, and that is going to take this thing down to about a third HP, which is really nice damage. and then we are going to regain some HP with the leftovers here. So this turn, I definitely think he's going to go for the fighting move. He knows the Aqua Step's not going to be enough to take us out, and he knows that we can survive, or he can't survive another Earthquake. So I think we go into the Muck here. I think that's the best play, predicting the fighting move, so that's what we're going to do. So there it is. And we do take the Stealth Rock damage, as he is going to go for the close combat as expected. So that is going to take us down to about exactly half, as it does cut this thing's defenses, which is nice. And then we are going to get some HP back from the Black Sludge. So after the defense drop, this thing might be within range that a Shadow Sneak can take it out. I'm not sure about that, but either way, I know 2 should definitely take it out, so I don't think we really lose anything by going for the Shadow Sneak. So I say we just go for it and see what happens, as we hit him with the Shadow Sneak, and it's not quite enough to take him out, unfortunately, as he goes for a Wave Crash in return, and that's going to be enough to take the Muck out, which is unfortunate. That's going to knock us down to 4. But the recoil damage from the Wave Crash is also going to finish off the Quackle Ball, knocking him down to 3. So that's not a terrible outcome for us, but an interesting one, because we have yet another double down here on the battlefield. So we get to choose what we want to come in with. I think this time we're just going to go ahead and come in with the Charizard, actually. Not sure what he's going to want to do, so it is going to be the Garchomp. So he comes in with that, as we come in with the Charizard. So this is not terrible for us. We obviously don't take the Stealth Rock damage thanks to the heavy-duty boots. Now, this thing, I believe we do outspeed this thing unless he's Scarf. So we could just go for the Dragon Pulse to get damage on this thing. It probably won't one-shot him. We could Terrastalize, but I kind of don't want to do that just yet. So I think we just go for the Dragon Pulse here and see what he wants to do. So maybe this will work out. Hopefully it'll work out. So yeah, he does stay in. We do outspeed. We hit him with the Dragon Pulse. It takes him down by exactly half, it looks like, as he goes for a Spikes in return, which is interesting. So obviously it looks like he was predicting a switch on our side. So he gets the Spikes set up, which is fine, because it looks like it's going to be close as to whether or not this next Dragon Pulse will take it out. But I don't see any downside really of just going for it, so we're just going to go for it here and see what he wants to do, as he just stays in. It looks like it might be a roll, but it actually is enough. The second Dragon Pulse is enough to take out the Garchomp and knock him down to 2, so that's pretty incredible for us. So yeah, we'll see what he wants to bring in now. It is going to be the Tyranitar, so that thing's going to come in, going to get the Sandstream, obviously, to kick up the Sandstorm. So he's got the Tyranitar and the what is that left? The Houndstone. So I think based on what he has left, the best course of action for us here might just be to do the one thing that I always hate to do in Pokemon battles, and that's rely on hitting a Focus Blast. So yeah, we could do that. I don't really want to switch anything into this Tyranitar, so I think that might be the best course of action. So we'll go for the Focus Blast. We outspeed, go for the Focus Blast, and of course it misses, because that's what that move does, as he goes for the Stone Edge in return and takes us out. So that's going to be it for Charizard, but it did put in some work in that one, as that knocks us down to 3. So I think in this situation, we go ahead and come in with the Lucario. That's probably our best course of action here, so that's what we're going to do. So there it is. And we are going to take the Spikes and Stealth Rock damage. Now, he does have the fighting immunity that he could switch into here, so that is a possibility. However, I don't think that a Meteor Mash is going to be enough to take this thing out, and I really don't want to make a risky prediction right now. So I think the best thing we can do is just go straight for the close combat. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to play it safe here. As he does stay in, we go for the close combat. We are Choice Banded, and that is definitely going to be enough to one-shot that Tyranitar. as we do take the defense drops, but more than worth it to get rid of that Tyranitar and knock him down to just one Pokemon. So, his last Pokemon is going to be that Houndstone, which he is now going to come in with. So, yeah, we definitely obviously have to switch out here with the Lucario because we have to reset what move we're locked into with the Choice Band. This is going to be an interesting situation because that Houndstone has is going to have its it's actually has not only it's going to be outspeeding us because the Sandstorm is up, but also it has that devastatingly strong move that we all know about, the reason that it's illegal, the Last Respects. So I think the only thing we can do right now is essentially just switch into the Cryogonal as fodder so we can get a clean switch back into either Lucario or Ting-Lu. So that's really what we have to do here, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and come in with the Cryogonal here, as we are going to take the Stealth Rock damage. And of course this thing is going to Terrastalize because there's no reason not to. It is his last Pokemon. So the only question is, can we get past this thing? So he's going to Terrastalize into a pure Ghost type, making that move even more powerful, that Last Respects, and sure enough, he is going to go for that, because that's what this thing does, is go for that move. And that is definitely going to one-shot the Cryogonal from there, and yeah, that is going to knock us down to 2. So we have definitely a potentially big problem on our hands here. Now, we know that we're not going to outspeed this thing until the sand goes away, with Lucario. However, we do have the Terra Normal on deck with the Lucario. So I think our first line of defense in this situation is going to be to go ahead and come in with the Ting-Lu and see if we can survive an attack with this thing, just to burn another turn of sand. I kind of doubt it, because we take the Stealth Rock and Spike damage, and we are sitting at about half health right now. So with Last Respects juiced up all the way, I don't know that we can survive an attack from this thing. But if we can, that would be nice. We'll just have to see if we can. So we're just going to go for the Earthquake here, as he goes for the Last Respects. And no, we cannot take that, unfortunately. That is just too powerful, so that's going to take out the Ting-Lu, knocking us down to just 1. And the sand is still up, unfortunately, so we really only have one shot here, and that is with the Lucario. It is our last Pokemon, so we're going to come in with that. And if he might actually be choice itemed into the Last Respects, which if he is, I think we win. We definitely win if he is, I should say. So we take the hazard damage, of course. Now the only thing we can do is Terrastalize into a normal type, and then Choice Band lock ourselves into Crunch here. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And again, if he is choice itemed here into Last Respects, he won't be able to touch us, so we are going to win this here. Even if he's not choice item, he's probably going to go for it unless he predicts the Terra Normal. But we'll have to see how it plays out. So there it is, Terra Normal Lucario. And he is going to outspeed us. He goes for the Last Respects. Not going to affect us because we are a normal type. We're going to go for the Choice Band Crunch in return. And it is not quite enough to take this thing out, unfortunately. Dropping him into the red. But we are going to take the sand damage as well here. So it's all going to come down to, I think, whether or not this thing is choice item. So the sand is still up, so he's going to outspeed us. All we can do is go for a Choice Band Crunch again. And see what happens here. So this is right down to the wire. What's it going to be? What's going to happen? Is he choice itemed? If he's not choice item, what kind of coverage is he packing for us? He is choice item, so we got this. He goes for the Last Respects. Obviously not going to affect us. We go for the next Choice Band Crunch. That is going to be enough to go ahead and finish that Houndstone off. And that is game. All right. So we are going to win that one 1-0 against Griffin, but that was a great match, actually. Very close, very competitive. Back and forth, could have gone either way, down to the last turn. They don't get much closer than that. And, of course, that is what we love to see out of the game. All right. So, That's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. Also, this will be the last match that I post with this team. Quite honestly, I was a little disappointed with how this team played out. I did kind of throw it together for fun, more or less, but I was expecting a little more from it than what we got. But it was still fun to use in a couple of games. This one definitely being one of the highlights of using this team. And there are a lot of Pokemon that I do enjoy using, but yeah, it was not, as it turns out, the best combination for us. I think this might be the first time that we've had a squad of 6 that's lost more games than it's won. Which is definitely not a good first on our side, so hopefully we don't have that happen again. But yeah, we are going to be putting it to the side for now, and starting next time I will have another brand new team for you guys. So stay tuned for that. That's it, and we'll see you next time.